Larry's all done installing our vinyl top. Did an amazing job. Car looks fantastic. So now I can get my hands back into the game and get going on this firewall. So that's what I'm gonna do now. I'm gonna build out the firewall in the 70 Dodge Challenger. Wiper motor, brake power booster, master cylinder, brake lines proportioning valve, the firewall, actual brake lines, voltage regulator, ballast resistor, horns, and so on. So I'm just gonna try to get as many components on the firewall as I can, so we'll be all ready for the engine, suspension, and drivetrain. Okay, well, I'm gonna get started here. I'm gonna start with my firewall brake line here. Climb in here. I got this baby sitting right here. Now I'm basically going to grab my master cylinder. It's going to go right in here. It's got 4 studs. It's going to feed right through here. I'll go ahead and put that in place, and then we'll start building everything out from there. So I got my master cylinder brake booster assembly in there. Got my firewall brake line. So now I'm going to move on to my proportioning valve, divider valves, and all my lines that'll actually feed to the master cylinder and then feed downstream on the car. So I'm going to grab that and get that put in there. Now I build this out ahead of time. You can kind of see here, it makes it a lot easier. All these lines are individual. So all I got to do is just put it and hook it into place. Very difficult, so the more you can build out like this, the easier it is. So. Yeah, this system's been around for a while, and I mean, it's still used today. When back in the old days where it just divided the fluid, if you broke a line, all your fluid would leak out and you wouldn't have any brakes whatsoever. So it's come a long ways, and now they got anti-lock braking systems and everything else that are computer controlled. But this back in the day, 1970, was pretty advanced, having the dividing valve and the proportioning valve with that downstream valve that kind of keeps that brake pressure in the rear separated from the front. So it has come a long ways. I always like to install as much of the engine compartment as I can. For one, once that engine goes in there, it takes up so much real estate that it's really hard to get to a lot of those fittings, a lot of those brake lines. I'm gonna go ahead and put in that 3-speed wiper motor. It's a date-coded wiper motor. It was his original one. They did a great job, beautiful job restoring it. Getting those installed beforehand saves me from leaning over the fenders, possibly causing scratches and dents in the car, and in the paint. Voltage regulator right there works in conjunction with the alternator to charge your battery. This right here, this ballast resistor, this here will cut your voltage down. So now I'm going to work on doing some of my clips. All right, so I got all my clips in there. Of course, I won't be able to actually clip any of these in until I get my washer bottle in there, and I'll have washer bottle hoses going through here, then up into there to my nozzles and everything else for the washers. All right, so now I'm gonna put my horns on. All right, got our unique bolt. You can see these are paint cutters. They got these little sharp teeth on there, so when they screw onto these horns, they cut into that metal, because if these things don't ground, they won't work.